in Fort Walton Beach.
All right, I'll let you handle
Well,
that.
boy, where you going? I said, I'm getting off this island. No, man, come on. They took me out to a condo. We stayed in a condo and had a party. Everybody else laughing and cutting up, and I'm sitting there. Just waiting for that building to come collapse.
Charles,
Well,
have
it
you
wasn't
talked
like
to
this
these
one you
folks
got.
more since you and I met with them the other day in here on this thing right here?
Yeah, they're gonna send me this,
Already I'm stressed out with that injury.
census maps that we can change, before they can change anything, the census maps have to
We,
change.
and we've got to do our thing too.
Yeah, they're on their way. They're around.
Now, we come with
US
her.
Census.
I'm gonna briefly bring everybody up to date on the
They still working on ours? That's something he asked me about. They got a
All
lot of
right,
talk
ladies and
stuff.
gentlemen, the hour has arrived. I call this meeting to order. Mr. Griffin, will you give the invocation tonight, please?
Pretty good section.
Let's pray. Our God, Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to take care and meet for our city business. Let us be prudent, let us be wise, give us wisdom, and we may make good decisions and the right decisions for the city of Hazelhurst. All these things we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag of our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, be seated. Gentlemen, I don't know, let me have your attention, but you gotta help me a lot here now. I want to change the order of this agenda a good bit, and I want to add an item or two. Chief Wasden is asked that he be moved up to the top. So we're gonna take number 8, is that, yeah, the storm, we'll update us there on that. So we're gonna move Chief Wasden up to, Chief, you need to get out of here pretty quick, don't you, right away?
By 6:30, yes, sir.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and, let's call Chief Wasden alt, 3 alts. All right, I'm gonna get you to approve of 3 things at one time. Then I want you to, put, our airport manager Cody White as double alt. And I want you to put that good-looking lady sitting back yonder by that other good-looking lady. We got 2 good-looking ladies back there. The one back on the right is, Rory. I want you to put her as alt. And then we'll put, we've got the chief, and then Cody, and then, Rory. All right, I will entertain a motion that we approve these amendments.
Make a motion to approve.
Mr. Bloodworth has made a motion that we amend the agenda according to my description. Is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. Ramey. Any discussion about it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we've got an amended agenda. Charles, you come ahead and take care of your thing right now. Hey, Cody, you get ready to come up and take care of yours.
Just real brief, I was going to give you a synopsis of the last week. You know, most of you, some of you were there to come out of the UC. We started operation last Wednesday. Wednesday evening, about 12 o'clock, about lunch, I got a call from GEMA advising me at 2:30 briefing that we were going to be put under a hurricane warning due to the fact that there's some things they didn't like and they didn't want to come back in the middle of the night and this thing was going on and put us under a hurricane warning. So at that point, we changed direction of what we were doing. We went ahead and declared a state of emergency in Jeff Davis County in the city of Hazelhurst. We also put a curfew out. Curfew was from 6 p.m. Wednesday to 6 p.m. Thursday. The reason we done that was because if we had a lot of damage, we didn't want people out 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning riding around. It was just going to make our job harder and going to make it dangerous for them. So we did suspend the curfew at 9 a.m. in the morning. We also had a couple of shelters that opened up for safe havens. They were not Red Cross shelters, they were not just scratching shelters, they were safe havens. A safe haven is just a place for people to come. They live in mobile homes or anything like that. If they don't feel like they want to ride it out, they'll come live in mobile home. And if they live in mobile homes, they'll come to safe haven. We had 18 in one of the safe havens and 11 in the other. We had a third one that opened up and nobody showed up, so they closed up about 6 o'clock, that 6 or 7 that afternoon. So we made it through the storm real well. We were one of the declared counties, but one of the counties that probably is not going to have to use that. Jeff Davis County is one of the counties that is not in the Category A, so any debris removal, we can't count that. So we can't count any debris removal. We're not one of those 31 category counties. So I think we fared a lot better than we did last year. So was real pleased. I was really scared that we were going to do worse. This one had the potential to really kick us. So I think everything turned out really good. We pretty much shut down the EOC, and all the staff was gone by 9 a.m. Thursday morning. Spent most of the day answering phone calls, riding and listening. But very limited damage. Now, most of the damage was a few roofs here and there. Most of that was people that fortunately had insurance. Unfortunately, we do not qualify at all for IA. So there was a couple of people that have called, and I went and looked. I have not found, not been able to get back in contact with them. But I did ride by trying to find one trailer that's supposed to have some damage today, and was unable to find it. So, but there's no, right now, there's no IA assistance. And IA is individual assistance. You have to have a great deal of that before your county can even be declared. So, but I think we turned out, we done real good. Real pleased how it went, and I was real thankful for my staff and all my folks that worked hard and stayed up all night long watching this and trying to keep everybody informed, because be advised, there was a lot of people up there tonight watching this and making phone calls and wanting more information on we were there to give it to them. So, that was just kind of a small, real quick synopsis of what happened during the weather. Has anybody got any questions?
Chief, I'd like to commend you and your staff for a job very well done.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate that.
I second that too. Great job, appreciate everything y'all do.
Appreciate you a lot.
Any
Randy,
questions?
Mr. Ramey and I were away on some other city business. And when we were coming home, there was not a light on in Hawkinsville, Georgia, and they stayed off until just recently. And then we came on down into Dodge County, and there was a place down there where you've seen pecan orchards with a few trees blown over. We came by one that I don't believe there was a tree left standing in a huge pecan orchard. I mean, just completely the whole orchard wiped out. They had some rough stuff up there in just north of us, so we were very fortunate. Thank you, Charles.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We were very fortunate there. Came into Hawkinsville and nothing was working there with our lights. Then I was asked the question, you reckon I should have got gas?
Oh, hush. Hush.
I won't know who was driving. I wouldn't pick on you there.
You rascal, you. Well, we were gonna stop in Hawkinsville.
And a barbecue place.
At the meat, no.
Yeah, the meat place.
No, at the wholesale meat place down there, and you stock up on some things. And I thought they've got a big, nice station right there, and that'll be the perfect place. And I wasn't out of gas, as you can well tell. There was no gas in Hawkinsville. And I said, we're gonna make that stop, and we're gonna get fuel. Well, I tell you, when I got there, and that not only did we not get you brought this up, you rascal. Not only did we not get what we intended to stop and get in Hawkinsville, nobody could buy any gas there anyway, but thank goodness I had enough to go on down the road to Eastman. So, all right. So much for that.
We made it.
Yeah. We had a good trip, but I'll tell you more about it in a minute later. Okay, open your next. Come give us some good news. Excuse me, Cody. I'll get it right. I'm sorry.
That's bad right there.
Mr. White, will you come forward, please? Mr. White. Hey.
I just leave if I.
That's a good enough to leave it there.
Listen, don't be throwing off on my buddy over here.
Going off on me, you just complimented me.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
I was contacted this morning by Mr. Kevin Britton, which he is the Georgia Airport Association president. The Georgia Airport Association gives an award away for Project of the Year. And we will, the city and the airport will be receiving that award this year for our taxiway. The award will be given on the 26th of October.
That's Friday, this coming Friday week at Jekyll.
That is at Jekyll Island. And the ceremony starts at 8 a.m. All are invited to be there. There are a couple of rooms available right now. They're actually holding those rooms for us. If anybody would like to go, I would need to know, there's actually just 2 rooms. If anybody would like to go spend the night, Thursday night, and be there Friday morning, I need to know tonight so I can tell him in the morning. But that is, that's what I
We've
have.
been to get Mr. Jeffrey Griffith, our state coordinator with all of our airport projects. And he didn't tell me what we were going to get, but he said for me to be heads up that we were going to be recognized statewide for our.
Actually, the award will go to us and to Croy, since Croy was, we get, the way I understand it, we'll get a plaque, and Croy will get a plaque since they are our engineering firm. They'll be recognized as well.
Yeah. So that will take place at the conference center down at Jekyll, not this Friday at 8 o'clock, but next Friday at 8 o'clock. I won't be needing the room. I am going to be down there Thursday night, and I'll be there Friday morning. But Cody, what I'd like for you to do is, and you being, if you'd like to go on down, I looked at the agenda and all, and there's a lot of things that you might want to be a part of down there since you're out there with it every day, but I'll leave it at your discretion. But are you still calling the meeting with your airport authority for
Yes.
Wednesday?
I've contacted them. I've had a couple reply that they're not exactly sure if they'll be able to make it. So the way I left that is, if you can make it, please be there.
Well, here's what I'd like to ask you all to do, because this is quite an honor, folks. Mr. Griffith had already clued me in on this. I'd like for members of the authority that can and members of the council that can to leave here about 6:30, or if you want to go down Thursday, whatever you want to do, we'll make provision some way. But if you can't do anything else, leave here Thursday morning about 6:30 with the city van and be down there at 8, and let's receive this award. It'll be given, I think, according, I looked at the agenda for the program, it'll be done somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. And then we can slip out of there and be back home, say, by noon, and get our picture taken and whatnot. But I'd like for a good delegation from the city to be there, and thank them for this. And we'll get a lot of recognition over the state with this. It's going to be pretty good for us. Any questions you want to ask them about it? Thank you, Cody.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Rory. Joel and Roy, come on, lay right up here and do your talking right here. Miss Cheney is, she and her husband have bought some property downtown. They mentioned some very unique changes for our downtown area, and she's drawn some sketches of some things that can be done downtown. She's quite an artist, and she and I were talking this morning. And with what her plans are and some other ideas we had, and since this is a planning session, so definitely this is a topic that we need to be looking at. So Rory, if you would sort of bring the council and the folks here up to date on what we've been talking about, including your progress and all.
We've discussed updating, revitalizing the downtown area. I don't know if anybody's familiar with like downtown Vidalia or downtown Valdosta, how they gave new life to their downtown area. I'm more interested in the older buildings and seeing that revitalized and put to use. There's a lot of empty buildings down there. We started out with small projects so we could see how it goes. And we're interested in doing more to revitalize that area.
Tell them what, a lot of people don't know what you bought, what you're doing.
I'm sorry. We bought the old Collins building. It was built in 1908 originally. It was sold to us as one unit. Originally it was two. So we are separating the front half of the building from the back. We're doing a small downtown apartment. It'll be the first, hopefully, of several downtown apartments. The front will remain retail. We would love to see it go the way of Vidalia, Valdosta. We drove through Eastman recently. Even Eastman is doing this. McBride is doing this to update and bring new life to their downtown area. There'll be a loft apartment in the back and a retail space in the front. And there's more buildings in that area for opportunities like that. So.
Tell them what I talked to you about. Did you and Charles go and look at the old city hall?
We did. We
The
looked at the old city hall.
The old city hall, you know, has already had at one time living quarters upstairs for the fire chief. And since we already own that building and we're trying to do what she's doing, maybe put little retail shops downstairs and living. And our zoning change that we made just recently has made all this possible. That we can take now and take up the downstairs facility and put a shop in and put an apartment upstairs. And so tell what what did you see down there?
Yeah, that's the first time I've been in it. I did look at the upstairs. It's a perfect layout for upstairs apartments. You could put two decent sized apartments upstairs. The downstairs will be good for retail or probably office space because there's a lot of smaller rooms, but it could be accommodated to office space, doctor's office, what have you, or a retail. So it would be a good location, and there's an easy street access. I say easy, you would just simply have to put a doorway in the wall at the foot of the stairs to access the upstairs apartment without, disrupting or going through business. But it would be a good location as well.
But they have already invested and bought property in doing that up at the old Collins Loan up on the corner, which, by the way, was the old bank back years ago. And then with us, with the possibility of the old city hall, and then right across, we tore down the old city hall and fire station. It used to be there, the old city hall and the fire truck back where this slab is. And James Stankbridge's owns were the Masonic Lodge. We had our Masonic meetings in there years ago. Upstairs is next door to it. So we've got a lot of places with these old buildings. And now since the zoning change, explain to us again about how did that happen?
Well,
The state law was changed, was it not? The zoning.
No, remember, we met.
We met. I know that here, but what brought about the ability to dual
It's called multi-zoning, mixed
Yes,
zoning.
and
It's just basically where you utilize property without hurting the neighboring property.
But that's a new thing that's been brought into.
Well, it's basically been there, it's just we hadn't brought it into our.
So it's not new.
Well, we hadn't changed the zoning, we've changed, it can be either or, it can be an office or a house, if it doesn't,
Okay.
affect.
But we found out now that our zoning in the downtown area with all of those two-story buildings, we can put shops and retail offices in the bottom and residences in the top with little balconies and so forth. And Rory has, like I told you, some art talent, and she's going to draw some pictures of what they might look like at her leisure when she can and present to us. But at any rate, since this is a planning session, we need to begin to plan, and we might, through this dual occupancy thing with residential and retail, we very well can save our downtown in these old buildings and make it something really, really good. And this lady and her husband are leading the way. Thank you.
I like what y'all doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can you tell me your name?
Lori
Cheney
Cheney.
Did
and her husband.
have you all talked to the GMA or anybody about that? Because they to be with them, the DDA,
Mhm.
that Brandon, yes.
Next we have to go to part of Georgia, I did talk to GMA.
That's big. They would actually help private investors to do that. Yes, sir.
Well, I've got,
Bingo.
I'm joking a little bit here now. I've already got Joey, Rory, and Joel talking into buying the old city hall.
Wait a minute, he hadn't seen it yet.
Well, you already said, he's got somebody got to loan your money, probably better.
So much for that, but y'all really,
Loan your money for
if you start thinking about it, if you could find some investors and find means and where it's feasible to do what we're talking about doing, boy, we could take our old downtown Hazelhurst and make something out of it. With what Ken McLeod and his group did, they destroyed all the old stores down there, but now with that area open as it is now, with the rest of them, we could really excel in DDA and downtown development and restoring some of our old buildings. So let's try to get the enthusiasm that Rory and Joel have with their building, and I'm gaining it with them, and let's see if we can't begin to do something down there. Thank you, Rory.
Thank you.
All right, where are we now? General fund budget crunch. All right, yeah, that hasn't changed. Water and sewer can manage to get along pretty good, and Carl and I just had a little powwow in the office about some expenses that they've got to have, but at least they've got a little money to do it with. They'd have plenty if we hadn't spent it all. But the general fund has dipped into that when they shouldn't have, which we all know. But the general budget, y'all, our accountant has already said, and I've mentioned it too, I've already told you as well, that some budget amendments have got to take place. But even before that, we've got plenty of time to take care of that. Before that, we need to take all departments, I don't know what the chief is tonight, the police department, fire department, the airport, all general fund departments. We need to look at our budget, and I know you're not going to like the sound of this, but I'm sorry. We need to look at our budget and manage some way to cut thousands of dollars to be able to meet the obligations that this shortfall was put on us. So I don't know where and all to do all this cutting, but the general fund, we have got to, and I'm already working on it, and I'm going to be getting to all, but we've got to, this line of credit that we've got and we've utilized down at the bank, this is for operating funds. And operating funds cannot be carried over and financed over multiple years. Anything that we've used from that revolving loan fund for general operating funds has got to be paid back this year. That means before next June 30th. Got to be put back. There are ways to manipulate it a little, and of course we are all aware of that, I think. But that's manipulating is over. We're going to get ourselves, water and sewer is strong financially and has been, and we're going to get the general fund just as strong as the water and sewer fund is. But we've got to really tighten our belts and find out. We've done some things that's going to already help. We know in several places we're going to be picking up an additional 150, 200,000 here and there, and but we've really got to do a tightening and put our general fund in good financial sound status. I ought not to say this, but we did get our $302,765.02 check today that goes into the general fund, and we've been praying for it for days. It came in today, but that doesn't mean we're going to spend one dime tomorrow. We ain't got no money. It's already been spent. So make sure everybody understands that. If anybody in the general fund wants to spend any money, we ain't got it. That money's already been spent. It's going to be paid back. But with the insurance, that $302,765, and our ad valorem taxes coming in real good. You know, our ad valorem tax is a little over $500,000, and That'll come in here between now and the, most of it between now and the end of the year. So we're gonna be okay if we behave like we should. And I'm sure that all of us intend for the behavior to be right. That's one reason I wanted to put that general fund budget crunch there, make sure we understand that. Carl, you want to tell us what's going on out with the treatment plant?
Yeah, I can. We started today, or the inmates started today cleaning out the other tank and and it's coming along pretty good. The Okies been out there overseeing them. They pulling, it's grown up with a bunch of grass, probably about waist high. They getting it pulled out, but when they pulling a lot of sludge out with it, and we're able to see the diffusers in there. I know in the other tank, you couldn't see them when y'all got it pumped out, but you can actually see these. So it's coming along pretty good. We just started today. We wanted to start last week, but we couldn't, but we're gonna move
It was
forward.
too hot. We've been planning to wait till fall. when
Right.
we had weather that was decent to get into that hot hole.
So we're gonna stay with it till we get it cleaned out, and so we can get that tank back in operation.
That side.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything, you got any questions you got on that? Anybody? All right. Carl, while you're up, if you don't mind, come back up here, because she wants, not for me, it's for her. She fusses when she can't hear us talk like that. I put this on here too. I've been riding the streets a lot. And of course, we've got some LMIG money and some street splosh money. We're gonna still be paving everything we can. But we've got a lot of holes, bad holes. And this is, again, we don't have the money, but with the crush and run that you've got, what can you do to mix up something fairly stable to patch these blooming holes?
The bag, cold mix that we get now is actually, it'll stay. I don't know if y'all noticed where they put that metal plate out there on 341.
Yeah.
If we put it in and run over that packer, that flat packer, it'll stay. It's a lot cheaper than buying it by the truckload. It comes in the bag, it stays more stable. We pour it in there, it might take a couple bags per hole, but it'll stay.
What's it cost per bag?
I think $7.50 a bag.
So for $15 a hole, I bet you there's 150 that need 2 bags in them.
Yeah, that's the way to go, and that's what the DOT's using now, because once they put it there, it'll stay, it won't beat out. It might beat out in a different area, but it won't beat that out.
That's definitely a street splosh fund, isn't it?
Mhm.
Repairs
Yes,
and doing
yes,
that.
sir.
How much is in our street splosh now? About 30,000-40,000? That's approximately. We got a little money there, gentlemen. Of course, we won't do it tonight. We'll wait. This is planning and discussion session. But I'd like for y'all to look at it, Carl, and check your number. I've been checking them, and I know where I've hit some of my cars, because I'm not too worried about that old straddle it, knowing what I know about it, but most people don't. I think we need to look and come up with an estimate of what it would cost him and 1 or 2 of his men on a pickup truck, a shovel, and some of that, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And I think we need to supplement our paving and resurfacing projects with a lot of that mix, because there's some holes that you're off.
Y'all reckon we can get Domino's to come in and patch these?
They've been advertising it.
Well, call them, Eric, tell them you dropped your pizza, man. I'll get them to come and put 1 or 2 up.
Claudette, this is cheaper than the other mix that we're doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you don't use heat with this?
It's got more tar in it. And on price, a pallet of 50 bags, this is about $300-400. For a truckload, is about $1,800.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me, while we're talking about this.
Question, you
Go
want to
ahead.
know about if he used, do we have to use heat with this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. You put it down and run over that packer, and it's there. I experimented on it on County Road in Jeff Davis County. They went there and paved a couple of spots, and they missed a spot right in front of it, and I had a bag on my truck, so I poured it out. It's still there, and theirs is beaten out. I'll just put it out.
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty
Can we build a
good.
county?
Well, I had to try it. I wanted to see if it stay. I had to try it, so.
I think this, if you would, Ms. Lopez, put this back on agenda for Thursday night. And, let's, everybody look and sort of estimate what we're talking about and try to give them out a budget. This is general fund money, and I'm talking about spending, and I told you we couldn't spend it, but I'll tell you, we're gonna buy more tires and car rims if we don't fix some of these holes. Some of them are real
They
bad.
definitely need to be fixed.
All right, well, let's,
And I'll call DOT tomorrow, because normally they got some money left over at the end of Lamig that we can purchase stuff like that for, you know,
Be careful.
sidewalks and curbs and stuff.
yeah, be careful on that.
So I can ask them and see if we can use that money to buy some of that.
All right.
And
Be careful, when we fix to hit them for this traffic light, so be very gentle now, so I get through getting this traffic light taken care of. Number 5 is the, I don't know whether y'all got all the emails that Bernice and I've gotten or not. I think you have. I think you have, we go into everybody. But that traffic light has reevaluated the criteria for the Popeyes restaurant up there across from the Dairy Queen. I told y'all that the traffic light, you know, it's orange and red and green, and it's gonna be part of Christmas decorations. It is not. I told you a lie. It would have been, I think we could have made it. It's still October, November, December. But the poles that are manufactured for these lights, these, I don't know, what material are they made of, Eric? Those,
Probably.
They're cast. Yeah, they're cast. And the poles, the contractor does the measurement, and the poles are ordered, and there's almost a month and a half, 2 months lead time. They have to be poured for that job. Those poles, when the contractor, when we let him have the bid, those poles only fit that traffic light up there at Miller and 341. And the lead time for the poles is gonna be sometime in February, so it's gonna be March. But we let the restaurant people know that too, and they're gonna be constructing in March. They feel like they'll be out there, they'll be building the restaurant at the same time that we're putting up the traffic light. And so the traffic light has brought a $700-something thousand restaurant to that corner too. So you see how when you stick your neck out a little bit and try to do what's right, sometimes it does come back and pay off. But at any rate, that's the situation there. The light is.
The last email I read said to be quiet about that, so we're supposed to. The Popeyes. I mean,
Well, it was to be quiet for a while, but now
It's all over town.
it's all.
They done moved the double wide. They done moved the
Oh,
double
yeah,
wide.
the double wide's gone, it's fixed to happen. And all the DOT permits have been issued, and the XLD sale, everything is done now.
I just want you to know I read my email.
Oh, good.
DOT, I mean, as far as for the traffic light, I know we're talking about down the road and everything. Is this gonna be DOT funded, or are we gonna have to scratch and scrape to take, put money together to get it?
The traffic light, we got to scratch and scrape and dig and clean. But that's the reason I told Carl to not be definite, but with nobody with any money, so we can get that light funded. But I can tell you, it's gonna come, don't worry about it, and it won't be coming out of the general fund. All right, also, you know that Captain D's is signed and delivered. But the thing that, behind the building, are y'all familiar with the old building they've torn down where the Captain D's is going? Is everybody familiar with that? When that building comes down, there's a canal behind that thing. Actually, the canal cut its way under the building, but it actually goes behind it and back into that reservoir we built. We've got to, and I don't know until the Wiggins give us the final plans, but we've got to do something with that canal across the back there. It will be minor compared to what we had to do for the Dick's Wings project. I'd say it's not quite 200 feet, 100, and we've probably got 150, 200 feet of good size. Maybe we can beg and get 36 inch. If we do, we'll have to lay 2 36s in there. If we can get 48s or bigger, we might get by with one. But at any rate, the only expense that I know that the city's going to incur there is we've got to do something with that canal. He's not going to build on it, but we may have to slide it back 20 or 30 feet across there. But that won't be a big problem, I'll assure you. not with us getting that restaurant there. And for those that haven't heard, according to Robert Wiggins, this Captain D's will not even resemble those that you've been seeing. Those that you have been seeing and familiar with, this is a brand new, much different design. It's still the same colors and all will be there, but this is a bigger restaurant than what we've been accustomed to. And he said he thinks that the town's going to be really pleased with it. All right. I've already talked to our attorney here, Ms. Bennett. We haven't finished our negotiation with Dr. Johnson, but he's told me that he's ready, and I take him at his word. I feel like that we'll be ready on that, and I think we've come up with a way to take the financing of this off our back. I feel like to get the things done to the building and the purchase of the building, I'm putting roughly $150,000 on it. I don't know if that's factual, but from what I've talked with Sydney and with repairs that need to be done and whatnot on the building, I think we can get into the building for roughly $150,000. We need a gable roof on our flat building with the probation people in over here. And we need a new roof on the building we just bought from Southside Baptist Church. We figure those two roofs on those two buildings is another $50,000. We've got an outstanding loan on the building we bought from the Southside Baptist Church of $70,000. We've got an outstanding loan on the little building that we're leasing to the probation people for $30,000. That's another $100,000. $100,000 there, 50 roof. The $150,000 down there is $300,000. And I've instructed Ms. Bennett to begin proceeding to prepare a presentation for us on getting DDA to, they can take ownership of that property and finance it over about a 15-year period. And she's already talked to my friend Dan McCray, and y'all are started. Do you want to update us on that thing other than what I said?
I haven't been able to talk to him yet. We scheduled a conference call for this Friday. That was the earliest.
Okay, you'll talk to Dan on
Yes,
Friday.
yes.
But the DDA, that's what this thing is created for, this very thing. You talking about a shoe fitting or something to fit. The DDA is perfect for what we're wanting to do here. And I don't see any problem except getting Natasha and our DDA folks to get their act together. Now, I think it's going to take them longer than we're going to need over here. I think we're going to need to get some money to Cindy earlier. And I've already gone to one of our local banks, and they sound very favorable. Not the one we did that, we about stretched them to that limit. Well, we stretched them to the limit, but we've got a banker that says if we need 90-day money or something until we can get all this done, that we can get the money to handle that. So I think we're going along fine. Any questions?
Once we get the finance and everything else, the rental and everything else on this, is that going to pay the note? Is that what we're looking for?
It amortizes it over about 15 years.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I think it's a good financial lead. All right, okay, we moved him up already. We got a grant for water and sewer. Water and sewer's already in pretty good shape in town, but we've got $750,000 now to replace some old water lines and sewer lines. And this project will begin in fact, you got the thing from Alma?
Yes. Today, Nikki sent the tax budget, general conditions and special conditions for the 2018 CDBG project. Needs to be reviewed so that there can be signatures added to it. Definitely need to read over that and go with it from there.
Okay, so take that now, and I've already glanced it, but have all of you got a copy of that?
Yes, we do.
Everybody got a copy? Yeah. All right, we need to act on that now Thursday night. Be sure that we get that all taken care of. All right. we've got the water and sewer, we take care of the water and sewer adjustments and all. Check register, any questions, we'll wait and put this on for approval for Thursday night. Any citizen comments at this stage of the game? That's good too.
Thank you for keeping the water on, dear me.
Thank you, Lord.
Or if anybody tried to do that last time, but other people wouldn't listen to us.
Well, now,
Well, I said, we tried to get prepared for that last time, but nobody would listen to us.
thank you. I had a brand new, that very generator we used this time, we had it last time, and I thought it was ready to plug in. And,
You heard me 3 days in a row, I was begging, let's get it hooked up last time, and nobody ever hooked it up.
Old Carl, before he was employed with us, he was our neighbor at that time, and he came over and worked all night long and wound up in the hospital. It was an embarrassing thing for us to have a generator and it not be able to work, but there were a lot of complications that we won't get into. But at any rate, it was sitting already this time, and when the lights went off, the generator came on, and you could flush the commode all during that period of time. Thank you, Carl. It worked real good. Thank you very much. Any other comments? Okay, we've got Mr. Amy, we should make a motion to an executive session for personnel matters. We got a little personnel matter we need.
We need a second matter to discuss too.
Okay, real estate.
No, possible lawsuit where the cities have claimed.
Oh, okay, you want to do thing for personnel
We need to talk to
and Thursday.
No, tonight.
We can handle it if you got a matter in executive
Yeah,
session,
do it
let's
tonight.
just skin the cat. So it has to do with legal matters and personnel.
Oh, yeah.
So make that motion, if you would, somebody.
I'll make a motion to go to an executive session for legal matter personnel.
And it's been seconded by Ms. Ramey. All in favor, say aye. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take care of a little business. I won't
Which
tell
one
you-
you want to do first?
Let's go ahead and get the personnel thing out of the way first. Carl, would you and Opie, would y'all come join us and bring some of that?
Up in there.
I promise you.
Okay, entertain a motion. Wait, we're not quite ready yet. Entertain a motion that we call this meeting back into regular session.
Make a motion.
Motion made and seconded that we call back into regular session. We're down in regular session. We have a motion on the floor. Mr. Raymond?
A motion on the floor that we issue a 60-day temporary permit to the property of, on Latimer Street owned by James Earl Cray.
Is there a second for the motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mr. Griffin. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing no opposition, the motion carried. Mr. Johnson, what do you suggest?
So move.
Cody, come here, buddy.
Uh-oh.